fellow racer, and welcome. Komakopa here for a new VR track guide video with a little French twist. Let's dive into it, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And this week we're at Dragon Trail Seaside in my 911 RSR with medium tire on for the Daily B. And as always, a really good exit of the last turn 17 for this track is really important to start the long straight. And of course, we cannot start that lap without looking at the beautiful view we have in front of us, but let's focus on turn 1. There's two options here, the 150 board or the red patch. I personally look at the red patch and brake a little after it starts on the right and heavy braking and go down to second shift with little trail braking going into the first turn. It is important to stay as much as you can on your left to have a good exit of turn 2. And then full speed until the next turn. This turn you'll see that I lose a little bit of time, but I will make up later. You just lift a little for this one to cut the curb as much as you can, but not too much, and be prepared for turn 4. Turn 4, you have to look on your left at the grass there. This is the braking point. Heavy braking once again, and you want to cut the next turn as much as you can and go on throttle as soon as you can. And then we arrive at one of the most difficult turns for me, at least. I'm not really sure how much we need to brake. I think I'm tapping the brake maybe 30%, but you have to look on your left, like the orange mark right there. It's where you want to start to brake. Little brake, go on the curb, and then by the apex you need to be back on throttle, almost full throttle, because the rest of the section here, it's really important and you can lose a lot of time. And if you have a good exit, this section is flat out all the way. This right turn, flat out, you can cut the curb. This one, do not cut too much because it can send you in the gravel on your right, but you need to cut a little bit, still flat out. You don't even lift there. And then you go all the way downhill until the next braking zone. This braking point is really important, but it's not really clear where you need to brake. There is probably better way to do it than what I did, but I like to brake right after the 150 right there, and heavy braking, trail braking until the apex, and then as soon as you can, second gear and go back on throttle. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to deal with a difficult part of the circuit. And I will not name it because it's scary and I don't want to talk about it, but I will give you my tips to pass that part of the lap without too much issue. So the first part of the chicane, I cut it a lot. And then the second part, I also cut the curb. At that point, the only thing you have to do when you are VR is to look at that marshal on his ladder or his platform or whatever. You have to focus on him. As soon as you are at his level, I lift a little, like 80% throttle. I know some people are taking that chicane flat out. I am not that skilled, and that channel is not for the world champion people. It's just to be consistent once again. So you look at that marshal here, you lift 80%, and then as soon as you see the orange of the second wall right there, that's when you go flat out, like no hesitation, flat out. And you want to turn right as like a little bit more than what you think. You need to keep the car going right because you don't want to hit that wall behind the chicane. Hey, we did it. We just passed the death chicane. Or down, I said the name. Well, whatever. There is one more turn to finish the lap. This one is pretty easy braking. It's the 100-meter board and a late apex for this one. You want to be back on throttle here as soon as you can. There is a long straight after that, so it's important to carry speed and be fast. And then full send until the finish line. I believe this lap was good enough for 137.381. And now that we looked Turn by turn, let's fire up a full lap with keywords to remember where to brake.